gosh.
Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Oh, hey there.
What?
Hey there.
What?
What? Hey, guys. How's it going? Welcome to Off the Bench presented by United Dairy Farmers. Tom's not here. Our boss isn't here. Trace and Sean, they're doing something absolutely silly. We'll get to that in a moment. We come your way every day, 10
A
to 12
P.
And we have a fun show for you planned today. We said, how can we entertain the viewers of Off the Bench for 2 hours while most of them are watching this thing right here, while a lot of them are watching this thing right here? We didn't come up with a great plan, so it's going to be a vaudeville show. It's going to be a little bit of everything, but we have a new game for you later to play. Elliot, I wasn't here yesterday. Elliot's going to explain to me what's going on like I'm 5.
Yeah, so, and again, the plan today was initially to have Trace hosts, but as you can see down here, Trace has been streaming for 13 plus hours. He and Sean have been playing PUBG. It's a video game. They've been streaming it on YouTube for 13 hours. They started last night at 9:30 p.m. None of them have slept. I believe the only nutrition they've had is a beer and a shot of Fireball. That is it. So yesterday we did a members only stream where Trace and Sean were in this office and they were streaming this exact game on the TVs up here, and that we were doing it to the members only.
What is this game?
It's PUBG. It's some kind of shooting game. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it before, but apparently it's like the Fortnite before Fortnite is how I understand it.
It looks like it was animated by the kid who was allowed to drink coffee in 4th grade.
There it is. And so what happened was during their stream yesterday, they were so bad, so bad, like they never finished inside the top like 40. And I said, guys, you couldn't win this ever. And Trace kept making excuses, even though he's not an excuse guy. He kept making the excuse, well, I can't see it on these TVs, or I can't hear what's going on from down here, and yada, yada, yada. He kept saying that if he was at home, him and Sean would be able to get a victory. I said, Trace, I've sat here and I've watched you play this for 2.5 hours. There has been nothing close to show me that you have the ability to win this. So we made a bet. The initial bet, which is what I told him to do, I said, if you guys are going to go live later tonight, here's how we'll do it. We'll say, you will go for 2.5 hours from 9:30 to, what is that, midnight, right?
Midnight.
So 9:30 to midnight. If you go until midnight, so that means if you don't accomplish the task, if you don't win a game, a battle, as it were, you have to give somebody, one of the chat members, one of the people who've liked the stream, opening day Reds tickets, and we toyed around with it, and I think they were both in on it for a while, and he redid the video a third time, and he said, you know what, I haven't told Elliot this yet, but we're just going to give him money, $500 if we don't do it. I'm like, okay, right. That sounds good.
I got to bet nothing, and I get $500 if you don't do it?
Well, then it changed. I said to him, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you, instead of doing 500, we'll just do 100 every hour you go. And he's like, sure, that sounds great, because we're going to get it in 2 hours, so now instead of 500, I'm just paying you 200. I'm like, yeah, that's great for you. That's sure, pay me $200. That's a great deal for us. And unfortunately, what you've seen here is that we're at 13 hours, approaching now 14 hours. So if you can do your math in the head there, that's $1,400 I am owed. Now, there were some interesting things that happened in the chat last night. There was a lot of people who joined in. Chad Brendel from Bearcat Journal, he came in and he said, you know what, every $500 they owe Elliot, I'll give Elliot $100. So again, We're almost at $1,500, 15 hours. That's $300 additional dollars from Brendel that I'm going to be owed because these two Nimrods can't get it together with this video game. It's so preposterous to me that they decided to do this. We were all watching it,
Right,
but I
last
stayed
night,
up till about 3 a.m. And I believe the decision they were making is like, we'll play one more game. We'll play one more game at 3 a.m. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to bed. I'll take my 500, and that's it. We'll call it a wash. A wash for 500 in my favor. And I guess what happened was I woke up this morning to texts from all my friends saying, dude, they're still going. They're still going. And I got on YouTube, and I checked, and sure enough, they're still there. I think Sean's wife is very upset. I think Trace's wife is very upset. Sean had to leave the stream to take his child to daycare.
I saw that.
This is preposterous. This was a dumb idea on their part. But, hey, credit to them. Credit to them.
A few things is, first off, I've watched them for obviously not the entire 14 hours, whatever they've been going, but they have essentially played 15 hours if you include the 13 that they've already played on this stream.
Correct.
And the 2.5 that they played yesterday. And they haven't won a game. I cannot comprehend devoting that much time to a video game and not winning. Like, I watched them they are terrible. They are legitimately very bad. I've never played the game, but I just can't comprehend playing for 15 hours and not winning. Secondly, we kind of have a TikTok thing going. You know those TikTok where there's like a talk show at the top and there's a video game, normally like Minecraft or something.
That is exactly
we literally
what we're doing.
have this going on in our stream right now. But you know what? It'll keep the people with ADD entertained.
That's right. And if you guys want to switch back and forth, it's still on our YouTube channel. So you just go to the live section, the live tab, and you'll see two streams going now.
Well, I plan on doing this at some point.
Okay, so we'll just switch. We'll do a live check-in. Okay, that makes sense.
At some point, we'll be checking in on them and listening in on their conversations and whatnot. But
Fair enough.
yeah,
but this is absolutely preposterous. And Reed was talking about like, what are we going to do for the show today? And we're just gonna wing it. We're gonna go around the room a lot. But listen, last night sports weren't at a premium, I'd say. I had money on the Wisconsin Nebraska under.
Casey jinxed that.
Casey came in with like 5 minutes left to go in that game.
Not
Elliott
5
won.
minutes. Not
Elliott,
5 minutes.
Elliott and I
it was
won.
it was
Except
like
to
seconds
Reed.
left in the game. It was like seconds.
Okay, that's
I
even
still
worse
feel
than the
I still
fun.
feel bad about it because I looked at my phone and it was like maybe like 20 seconds left, and I swear to God, I swear to you, that they were up by like 4 points. Which even at that point, it's still a bit of a jinx. So I do feel bad. But when I go back and look at the actual box score, they were tied for like the last 30 seconds of that game. So
Just
my bad. My
and
bad.
by the way, shout out to
I don't
Nebraska
like doing it.
basketball because they were down 20 in that game.
Right, they scored like 60 points in the second half.
Yeah.
How funny it would have been, we did the bit where no one was sitting in the desk.
Yeah.
How funny it would have been if we threw poor little Lindsay up there.
That would have been great. I think we made Jacob do it once.
We did make Jacob do it once and just said, Lindsay, you're hosting today. You do come up with all the topics.
I could do it.
You
I
could
think
do
she
it?
could.
I could do
Chairs
it.
open.
Chairs up. You want it. We'll go off you right now. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
That's peer pressure 101,
Peer
guys.
pressure. Let's go.
Here we go.
Let me get her all set up.
All right. Start it in like we are running the show brand
Yeah, do
new.
it like Tom does.
Yeah.
Do the final. Do the intro. Run the intro.
We'll run it back. Run it
Run
back.
the
the intro
intro
real quick.
and then we'll zoom in. All right, guys.
Run it back.
Welcome back to Off the Bench. We're starting up now.
Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to On the Bench. Off the Bench.
Nope.
Off the bench.
Off
We're off.
the Bench. Sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. We come at you at 10,
A
12.
P.
Yes.
Yes.
And so What do you guys want to talk about today?
It's beautiful.
That was very good.
That was
Now,
great.
okay, now Lindsay, now you try doing this for 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours coming up with sports topics. So let's
Okay.
go back in on Drew Sample and the Bengals one more time.
I think we messed it up. Can we run it back another time?
No,
Let's run the intro one more.
Nah.
She said on the bench.
we can't do it another time.
Let's run off the bench one more
We
time.
can't do it again. Are we going to do it again? We're not doing it again, are we?
We won't do it again. We won't do it again.
We can do it again.
Off the bench.
Off the
I
bench.
got nervous.
It is- it
First
is-
time, got
That-
nervous.
That's all right.
It's Groundhogs Day. So what if we just did that for 2 hours?
It is Groundhog Day.
Did you
just
see
did
he
the
didn't see
intro.
his shadow?
I'm starting to want to do it again. I'm starting to. By the way, I can't believe there's actually people watching this stream. I'm going to be honest. While Trace and Sean are doing
We got
their
100.
nonsense.
We got 100. It is Groundhogs Day. They want to see it again.
Is Groundhog's Day a national holiday?
No.
It's
No.
not?
No. I don't even know how it became a thing. What a silly.
Well, they found that beaver up in Pennsylvania, and they.
What's his name?
His name's Pete. Pete the beaver.
No.
Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny
He's a
Phil.
groundhog.
Well, did you
Man.
see that he didn't see his shadow? So spring's gonna come early.
Really?
It feels
Yeah.
it feels great out. It feels great. Wait, can you imagine hearing this tradition from another country?
No.
Like you're like, over in Czechoslovakia. Is that-
Czechoslovakia. That's it.
That's not, I don't know, just some random country. And they're like, yeah, they do this tradition where they see if spring's coming based off of an animal seeing his shadow on the 2nd of February every year. You'd be like, what the heck is this tradition?
Yeah, that's preposterous. What's better? Now they don't eat the Punxsutawney Phil, right? There's not like they don't eat it afterwards. They just leave it. Like, the turkey. They pardon the turkey every year on Thanksgiving. Do they pardon the beaver?
It's a groundhog for the 18th time.
The beaver.
And do they eat the beaver?
Well, is it some sort? Is it some
I think
sort
the
of?
only one that eats the beaver is Mark Fetters.
Is it some sort of tradition where after? Because I've seen the movie. If you've never seen the movie, Bill Murray, great movie. They go into the tradition of the town and it's very silly. But I don't know if there was some sort of feast afterwards.
No, they do not. They do not see if he sees his shadow and then put him on a stick and circle him around a fire.
I don't know. I didn't
3
know. I
hours
didn't know the rules.
And roast him very, very slowly. All right. I got nothing.
We got. Listen, we got an hour and 45 minutes.
Did
here.
you guys hear about the TCU women's basketball team?
Great
Run this
segue.
show. Run this show, Lindsay.
So I saw a video yesterday about the TCU women's team, and so it was started off with how they've been really good this season. They were undefeated, and then their top 3 players got hurt, and then 2 other players were hurt that weren't starters, and then one had a family thing, so she was home from Christmas break and didn't come back. So they only had 6 players, and so they had to forfeit. They were losing. They lost their first game to Baylor, who was also undefeated, and then they had to forfeit 2 of their games because they didn't have enough players. So they held an open tryout, and lo and behold, TCU just had 4 retired athletes sitting at their school. So they came, and now they're winning again. And one of them is a dual athlete who plays volleyball and basketball at their school. So
that?
big come up for TCU.
How about that? Good for them.
While you were at Cincinnati, well, how about Lindsay? You're currently at Cincinnati. If you heard, you played soccer in high school.
Yeah.
If you heard the UC women's soccer team needed some players, open tryout mid-season, come on out. We'll give you a jersey. We'll run you up and down the field. Would you try out?
I would try out. I would need a good stretch beforehand, and I'd be very out of shape if I did that now. I've lost my athleticism with soccer, but I could do it if they needed me.
See, you say you're wildly out of shape. You needed a good stretch. I think the other 3 guys in this room we would need a lot more than a stretch to get back into playing.
Yeah, I
shape.
did about 9 years, but I will say after about 9 years, I think I'd be able to accomplish any task ever. If we had open tryouts, and I think Mick Cronin, God bless his little heart, he threatened open tryouts, I think once a season. Once a season, we score like 38 points against East Carolina, and Mick Cronin goes on the stand, he's like, I'm going to go to the football team and go over there and see what the football guys got on the basketball court, see if they can contribute. And it's like, I'll do it. I'll walk on for him, Mick. A little Alex Eppensteiner.
Let's try out for the Y'alls this year. Let's go to their open tryout.
You've been trying to do it for a while.
Let's go to their open tryout. I think if it costs money, it's a no, but I think it does cost money. Wild, absolutely preposterous. Pay to try and make the team.
Speaking of baseball, which I didn't even think about, how about Corbin Burns?
Yeah, big trade. We had some super chats.
Super chat. Go ahead. Sorry.
We have some super chats. Big C, $2 super chat. Extend Lindsay. So your internship is extended.
Awesome.
So you'll have even more time to learn what we are teaching you on a daily basis here at
can't wait.
Chatterbox.
Nobody's learned less in an internship than Lindsay. Nobody.
Big C with a $20 super chat. He said funding Lindsay's raise. So there you go. So you get
Thank you.
$22 on your raise. Parker Blake with a $10 super chat. Nice to see Parker Blake back in here. He said job not finished. He's at the Senior Bowl.
That's right.
We've been talking to, or Casey's been talking with Parker Blake recently, and a $2 super chat from Mr. Laptop, aka Ricky Logan. My pitch in to help Trace pay Elliott. Listen, guys, we love your super chats, but I'm gonna make sure that your super chats do not go towards paying Elliott.
Why is that?
Because that's a dumb bet that Trace made. They're so bad at it.
I hope hopefully Jordan walks in at some point and Jordan can come give her thoughts on this because it's absolutely preposterous. But back, I want to talk about Corbin Burns for just a second.
Yep.
Because that news broke late last night. Basically, he was traded for nothing. I don't like to say that, but he was essentially traded for nothing. It's been clear that he's wanted out of Milwaukee for quite some time after they didn't meet arbitration. But this is a massive, massive victory for the Reds. Against a Brewers team who quite frankly has had our number for, what is it, 3 years now, 4 years now, 5 years now? I don't know how long it's been. They've owned us. They've owned us in large part because of Corbin Burns and the pitching staff. So having one less threat to deal with is massive. I will say they don't have who's that? Woodruff is gone next year too.
Yeah,
Brandon Woodruff.
They lose most of their team.
So this is not good.
What?
I mean, they went out and got Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense. Like they go out to get a big bat and Rhys Hoskins, saying like, "Hey, we're here to compete." We all were like, "Yeah, that's great. This is a lineup that definitely needed some improving." They've got obviously one of the second overall prospect in Jackson Chourio.
Yeah.
And then they immediately trade their top pitcher. Like, was the relationship that bad in Milwaukee?
I think it was.
Because this doesn't make any sort of sense competitively. Like I said, like they just signed Rhys Hoskins, a pro bat, an all-star bat. And then they go, all right, we're going to trade our best pitcher away. It does not compute whatsoever. Wide open for the Cubbies.
Honestly, it seems like a Reds move. It seems like a 2019, 2018 Reds move.
Release Wade Miley. And then sign Mike Minor to $10 million for more money.
For more money than Wade Miley would have taken to come back. Yeah, it's preposterous. But the good news is, for your Cubs and my Reds, is the NL Central just lost to contenders. So
I don't know if they lost.
I don't think the Brewers have a chance in hell. I really don't. How are the Brewers going to compete? They've got a great bullpen, but again, it's always going to come down to scoring. And I don't believe their offense will ever be good enough. They've got Yelich, they've got Rhys Hoskins. Outside of that, I don't love their chances of scoring runs. But it's an interesting trade. I guess Marty, by the way, yesterday, you weren't here yesterday.
I was not here yesterday.
Marty said he wouldn't be shocked if India was dealt at spring training. I think that was peculiar to me because
no way they trade India, right?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I think there's a ton of moves still to be made here in the MLB. Nobody's signed Cody Bellinger. Nobody's signed.
No, there's like 30.
I know,
there's 30 legit free agents that are like all-star caliber.
Nobody signed him. So I don't know. I think there might be a chance. Cease is still heavily on the trade block.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'd trade Johnny India for Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Did you look who the Brewers traded Corbin Burns for?
Yeah, it was a major league bat, right? Shortstop, right?
Well, I guess, but respectfully,
and a draft pick, which I thought that wasn't allowed. I think you can trade compensatory picks, but that was it. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be the most interesting the NL Central has ever been. At least it should be.
Yeah.
It should be. Like Kirby has brought up, like we've talked about multiple times, maybe not the Pirates for some, and maybe some would say that with the Brewers now because of the move. I think Kirby brings a good point. They were always going to trade Corbin Burns before he hit free agency. So he's probably going to get dealt at some time. Might as well trade him before the season starts. But
the odds jumped for the Reds and the Cubs, by the way. In the Vegas moved it. I think the Reds were plus 430, roughly around there. After the trade, plus 370. I didn't see the Cubs movement, but good news for all of us, really. It's just
any of these teams can win it.
Any team can win it.
Any of the five can truly win it. Like you said before, you don't believe in the Pirates. You said you don't understand the Cardinals being that up there.
No, I do. No,
Okay,
I do.
okay. I was going to
'Cause
say,
I think the Cardinals are going to win.
They have two Hall of Famers patrolling the corners of their end.
I think the Cardinals will win the division. I think the Cardinals will win the division, and I think it'll be by like 5 games.
Is that like what we do with as Bengals fans with the Steelers? Like we just always go like, the Steelers are always going to be good. Is that what we do with the Cardinals? We're just like so used to them always winning that we go, Cardinals are going to win it this year.
I think so, and they've earned the respect, right?
Sure.
It's not exactly what the Steelers have done, but I don't know how many losing seasons the Cardinals have had, but I'm pretty sure it's under 3, right? It's under 3 over the past.
In the 90s, they like when Mark McGwire was there, they weren't very good.
But since 2000, I'm pretty sure they've only had like 3 losing seasons.
They've won what, 2 World Series?
Yeah, I'll have to stat check that, but I'm almost positive they haven't had many.
Last year was by far their worst season that they had. They're very similar to the Steelers.
I don't think I've ever heard you say the Steelers are good.
Well, that's because they're not.
Well, they're not very good. No one in their right mind thinks they're good, Lindsay.
And the worst part of
The host thinks so.
no, Lindsay.
This show's going in the toilet if the host thinks the Steelers are any good.
Yeah, we might have to revoke. We might have to put Casey in the host chair now. The Steelers, again, we respect them, but no, we don't.
We don't respect
We
them.
don't respect them.
Did they beat the Bengals twice this
Well,
season?
we had an injured quarterback. We had a quarterback.
Whatever
that was hurt.
excuse you
The
got to get
Steelers
by.
beat the Bengals and the Ravens twice.
That's preposterous. Well, one of them didn't count, but yes, they did do that. But yeah, it is wild that both Cincinnati teams play in arguably the most competitive divisions in their sport. So
That's right.
that's wild.
You
What?
think the NL Central is the most competitive in the sport?
Yeah, didn't you just say every team can win it?
Okay, I guess we're going to argue about the definition of competitive. It is, you're right. Any of the 5 teams can win it, but it's not the best division in the sport.
I didn't say the best. I
Okay.
said most competitive.
All right, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. The AFC North I think is the best division in football.
I would agree. I would agree, and you can't really argue it. I mean, there was 3 teams that made it, and the 4th one should have made it. By the way,
Now,
Casey,
2 of the teams weren't very serious, but yes.
that's right. Casey, what's the update on them? What position are they in now? I think they're top 25.
They are top 25 at the moment. Do we want to
no.
go full screen on them?
No, well, we might have.
What do we do if they win?
We'll cut. We got to throw some sort. Can we call them? Can we call them into the show? Do you think they'd do that after they lose this?
After they win, we will call them in. We'll let them focus on
I don't know if they can call in, guys. They're calling in to Trace's stream right now.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's how they're getting at least Sean's.
Well, I'm
And
saying
then-
after they win, after their stream concludes, we'll have them come in. If it happens while we're live on the show, we'll do a little dance. Boom shakalaka, you've missed it. We are just a quick recap. They bet Elliot $100 for every hour that they are playing PUBG if they do not win the game. They've been playing since 9 p.m. last night, so they owe Elliot like $1,300. So they've been going live since 9 p. last night.
Preposterous.
Absolutely preposterous.
I don't know. And again, a lot of people around the world, around X.com, call me a terrible gambler. There's not a worse bet that's ever been placed than the one yesterday. How they thought that was a good idea is beyond words. Beyond words. Other than that, Reed, what do we got? We need a segment here.
All right, let's go to a segment. We'll do a fun one.
Okay.
You want to do a fun one?
Yes.
We'll do a fun one. So, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy. This week, I have bought a gun. I've got a new security system because I think Brock Purdy fans are going to show up at my door trying to murder me. I'm going to have to get an extra guard dog or something like that. But I have gone on record saying that he is not only a bad quarterback, but he is smug and he is pompous. And I don't think you can argue that. So both Brock Purdy is smug and pompous. And I started to thinking, who else in the world of sports, in the world, is smug and pompous? So today, the new segment that we are introducing today is he smug?
Is he smug?
Is he smug? So
I love that idea.
is he smug? Now we're gonna have graphics that are gonna actually go over top of my face, but that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put up a person, and I'm gonna ask the simple question: is he smug? To the rest of the room.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
We'll start it off with an easy one. Brock Purdy. Is he smug?
I'll go first, and I'll say yes. Of course, he's smug. And
He's
worst,
also pompous.
The worst part about him is the pompousness.
Yes.
Casey?
Casey, is Brock Purdy smug?
No, he's not smug. He's just a kid, guys. Come on.
Just a kid. He's
Yeah.
a grown man.
He's a kid.
See, that's exactly why I think he's smug. Everyone's like, this is a little boy. He's a grown man. He's so smug. Lindsay, do you think Brock Purdy's smug?
I don't think Brock Purdy is smug.
Can you at least admit that he's pompous?
I don't think he's pompous either, but I don't know Brock Purdy enough. I don't watch him enough to think so, but at least from what I've seen, I don't think he's smug or pompous.
All right.
By the way, we're at top 10. We might have to go full screen here soon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go full screen.
All right, we'll go. We'll pick up this segment when it comes back.
I have a new segment too. We're gonna rank the kickers in the NFL. I've got that loaded.
We're gonna.
Every shtick we've had on this show.
This isn't top 10 either. This is top 3 because they're in trios or quads, right? And there's only 10 alive, 9 alive. So they're in the top.
They're in the top 3 teams.
They're in
they're
the
in the
top
top
3
three.
teams.
But you can only have one person stay standing, right? Is that how this works?
Reed wishes he was Brock Purdy. There's nothing I would want less than to be a quarterback in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
I will not lie. The Brock Purdy edits on TikTok have been very good. It's always the same thing. It's like Mahomes and his family going crazy in the booth, and then it switches over to like it's either Creed or some other dramatic music, and it just shows Brock Purdy.
His teammates call him Brock Pompous. That's true.
Did you see they're saying he looks like this TikTok girl Anna Fry? They're saying like they're twins. Like when he
Who?
he
Yeah,
said
I've
Anna
seen
Fry is
that.
going to the Super Bowl. Like it's some TikTok girl. I don't know who she is, but she popped up on my.
She looks
feed
like
page.
Brock Purdy.
I've seen that.
Glock
The
Purdy.
comparisons.
I'm scared about Glock Purdy. People threaten my lives.
Do we know how many are left, Casey?
7
top
are
3.
alive, so that means they're in the top 2.
This is coming down to it all. All 3 are alive, right? All 3 of them are alive.
I don't think all 3 of them are alive.
Oh, are they
think-
playing trios?
I think they're playing
Or
trios.
are they
with
playing squads with 3?
if they're playing quads, it's top 2 for sure, right? If
Trace
it's
is dead.
if it's trios, then they might be top 3.
If they lose without Trace being alive, that doesn't count.
Ooh.
I would agree. I would agree. So who's the people that are with them? Do they not know
I
him?
think
Is it
it's one of their
randoms?
buddies, Jason Gray.
This is wild. This would end the curse. This would end the streak.
Oh no, we're being shot at.
Everyone hates the Brock Purdy smug bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh
No. So it goes down to Jason Gray?
No, I think
they
that
lost?
Was,
They're done?
lost.
no! Oh my God!
Tough.
Oh no, they made it top 3 again. Oh no.
Oh no!
Well, back to the segment.
Back to the segment that everyone loves. Is he smug? All right, next one. Patrick Mahomes. Is he smug? No, he is not smug. Humble guy. Very, very humble guy. Comes from a very humble family.
He's not smug, but he is pompous.
I don't think he's pompous.
Will you give him
He's
pompous?
pompous.
No
He's
pompous. Casey,
He's pompous, guys. Come on.
I agree.
do you think he's
Pompous or
smug,
smug?
too, Lindsay?
I don't think he's smug. I think he is pompous though. I don't think he's smug though.
Everett says he is fat.
He's got a nice.
If that's fat, that picture of Patrick Mahomes, if that's fat,
We're all in trouble.
I'm in
He's got a
big
nice beard
trouble.
bod.
I'm in big trouble. He's got a dad bod.
Yeah.
He's got a dad bob. All right, Drew Sample, smug.
No, he is not. Drew Sample is a leader of men. You could argue he was the Bengals' best player this past season.
Most improved
Argue
for
it.
sure.
How can you argue that he's not?
Top 3 probably for sure. So yeah, Drew Sample. No, he's a good God-fearing man. Good for Drew.
Unanimously, this is not smug, unless Lindsay wants to turn heel and say that Drew Sample is smug.
No, not smug.
All right, not smug.
Thank you, Lindsay.
All right, we'll go to the next one. Inventor of the assembly line, Henry Ford. Is he smug?
Yes. Thief.
He is smug. He is smug.
I don't know if he's smug, but he is a racist. He
Is that
racist.
proven?
Yeah, he started a newspaper that said some very disparaging things about Jewish people.
He's also dead.
You all right,
Fun
Casey?
fact.
He is
Fun
dead,
fact. He is dead.
So he's smug and pompous in the afterlife too.
and he's dead.
correct.
Dead. All right, here,
Casey or Lindsay?
What the heck?
Kelsey.
Kelsey?
Kelsey?
God. Smug.
Smug. Is Jimmy Fallon smug?
Yes. I hate Jimmy Fallon.
You hate Jimmy Fallon?
Hate's a strong word. Everybody says hate's a strong word. I dislike Jimmy Fallon. I think his whole shtick is tired. Like, people are going to get mad at Reed and I for the shtick on this show today. But first of all, it's Friday, so give us a break. Friday fun day.
Right.
Secondly, Jimmy Fallon, his whole show is fake laughter, and I can't handle the fake laughter. It's terrible. So he is smug and he is pompous.
Smug and pompous? I don't think he's pompous.
Okay, just smug.
He's definitely smug. Casey?
I think he's pompous. But I don't think he's smug.
You think he's pompous but not smug. I think he's smug but not pompous.
Correct. I think it's the opposite. Yeah.
Okay. That's a wild take. Did you already give me
I feel like all the late night hosts are pompous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like all of them have
They're
that.
all pompous.
Not Conan. Conan's not.
Conan's smug.
No.
Conan's very smug.
Conan was the best.
I'm not saying he was the worst. I'm just saying
If you
he
have
was
to rank
smug.
them, if you have to rank the late night hosts
By their smugness or their pompousness?
by their smugness,
By their smug. Jimmy Fallon's one. Most smug. Conan's two.
I don't
You
think
know
so.
who's the least smug?
Who?
Colbert.
Colbert is the least smug.
I don't think he's pompous either.
So you're just saying Colbert's your guy.
I like Stephen Colbert.
I don't like Colbert.
All right, we'll go to the next one. Pope Francis. Want to take a hard
Smug.
stance on Pope Francis?
Yeah, I'll say he's smug. I'll
And
say
pompous.
he's smug and a little pompous too. But this is, I'm sure he's a great guy. But you know, sometimes you come off a little smug and pompous. So that's what I'll call Pope Francis smug. I'm not ashamed.
First pope not from Europe. Well, since Peter. First pope in the modern age not from Europe.
How about that?
Yeah, since the early ones. Okay, Elliot?
Where's he from?
Or Casey?
Where's he from?
He's from Argentina.
Welcome to my
Okay.
world.
Lionel
I know,
Messi.
right?
Casey?
Yeah, smug and pompous.
That hat's very pompous.
Parades around, wears this extravagant outfit. Yeah, pompous.
Lindsay?
And
I feel really weird calling Pope Francis smug or pompous, so I'm going to have to go with no on that
Staying
one.
away.
Probably a good answer.
Your family would not like that.
When you get into heaven, can you tell God that I was just playing around there?
I got you.
No.
Okay.
All right, next one. You might think this is Mark Wahlberg, but it's not. Speaking of people that tried out for a team, Vince Papali, who was just a bartender who made the Philadelphia Eagles in the movie Invincible. Smug or pompous?
Both. He's both. I think he got a lot of. I think the fame went to his head from this movie starring Mark Wahlberg, and he became a real smug, pompous guy. I think he was smug and pompous back then too, thinking he had the audacity to make the Eagles roster.
That's
on an
what
open
I'm.
tryout.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine how smug and pompous you have to be to look at the end of. Like, you all know somebody that watches the football game and goes, "Oh man, I can do what he's doing. I could do that." You got to be smug and pompous to think you can do what an NFL player can do. So yeah, Vince Papali, definitely smug and pompous.
Listen, anyone from Pennsylvania is going to be smug. And then the fact that he made the team and got the fame going, that makes him pompous. So he's smug and pompous.
Lindsay,
Oh, I have no idea who that is, but based
have you ever
on your
seen the movie Invincible?
No. So, but based on your guys' description, I'll go with smug and pompous.
That's
We
Good
are
answer.
we are a good source
Yes.
for knowing if someone is
Yes.
smug and pompous. If you had a Disney movie made after you, probably a little
Probably
smug.
smug.
Probably a little smug.
Just look at Aladdin.
Yeah. Mike Moustakis, particularly, I almost got that word right, from when the New Guy commercial. The new guy in town, Mike Moustakis.
This
Smug?
was the most smug and pompous a person's ever been in their entire life. When he had the audacity to record this commercial that played on a loop 25 times in a row every single Reds game, to have the worst season a baseball player can have, to have the worst 2 seasons a baseball player can have. He missed games. He didn't hit home runs. He didn't get on base. He didn't make contact with the ball. He was a bad defender. He contributed nothing to the Cincinnati Reds. And here he is telling you to go buy a car. At where was it? Kelsey Chevrolet?
Kelsey, Mike Sweeney.
Mike Sweeney,
I don't know.
Ford.
What's the one that's in Milford?
In Milford. Smug and pompous, the most smug and pompous.
I think this was the best signing that the Cincinnati Reds have made in the last decade. For that reason, I think he's neither smug nor pompous. Elliot, God damn.
I do it too. See, I'll tell you what. I might start giving
this
people
is-
some credit up there because I'm starting to lose names too.
This is a
This is
silly show that we're doing
is a
today.
funny
People
little bit
love
here.
This bit too.
Reed.
I'm gonna say it is a little pompous to be the new guy. I don't know if it's smug though. I don't know if it's smug because he doesn't seem like he's trying to rip people off on purpose. I mean, he wasn't trying to be a bad guy on purpose.
I don't know. Jury's out on that one.
Would you guys say Reed is smug or pompous?
Ooh. I think Reed is smug and pompous. I think he's both.
I think that's
maybe
the
I
that's
think
easiest
he's
one
got a
we've done.
double
I think
whammy.
maybe that's the irony of it all is that Reed was the one calling Brock Purdy, who's very clearly humble, smug and pompous.
It's not about who we are labeling as smug and pompous. It's about the friends we made along the way.
That's right. Is Parker coming on, by the way?
I've not asked him to come on.
Parker,
Unless
if you're watching this show, do you want to come on and talk about the Senior Bowl later?
Yeah,
Just send
he's in
it-
the other. I think he's in the other stream.
All right, we got a couple more. There was 13 of these. We'll go with this one. Oprah Winfrey, smug or pompous or neither. I'm saying stand-up gal from Chicago, neither. Oprah Winfrey, I will die on the hill. I will die on the hill that Oprah Winfrey is a good person.
I think there's been a lot of rumors that she's not. I think there's been a lot of rumors. I think her and The Rock tried to. I'm pretty sure they tried to get all of America to donate to Hawaii, but then they also could have just done it themselves. So, yeah, I'll say a little bit pompous. Not smug, but pompous.
I agree.
And again, I don't know the definition of pompous. I will make that very clear when I call somebody pompous.
Fair
Casey?
enough.
I think she's clearly pompous, smug. I feel like she could give more. I think she's being smug about how much money she actually has.
She gave a car to everyone in the audience.
Yeah, I think that's a
But I think
ploy.
like Ellen
that's
did
a little
that too,
smug.
and she's smug and pompous.
Yeah.
Ellen is very smug and pompous.
Like Ellen, like she was very mean to her staff.
Right.
And she did the same. She did the same shtick, except Ellen added dancing into it. Like she took her bit and then like had
They would
all the
dance.
moms in the audience dance
Dance.
to like current pop hits.
You used to watch Ellen
I did.
quite a bit.
I liked Ellen until I found out the truth.
The truth. Speaking of the truth, Michael Bublé, smug or pompous?
Neither. Michael Bublé is a good guy. No. Don't slander Michael Bublé's good name. This is a good, hard-working man, and he sings all the Christmas songs. All the Christmas songs you've already heard, he sings them, but does them better. So I like him.
Lindsay, Michael Bublé.
Kelsey,
I have no opinion on Michael Bublé, so I'm gonna go with neither.
how do you have
'cause
no opinion on Michael?
How do you not have an
Bublé?
opinion
I
on
don't have
Bublé?
Do you not know who he is?
heard of him?
So you never heard his songs? That might have to be cherry on top. And we have to.
He's like all the deep. Well, I guess there's a lot of.
I
deep
just
words.
haven't met you yet. You haven't heard I haven't met you
You
yet.
God
know,
darn it,
it's
Elliot.
beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
A lot of people sing that song.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
but
song,
it's-
see, that doesn't. That
But
doesn't
that's
help
his
anybody.
most famous one, I would say.
Well, that isn't his song though. You can't say it's his most famous song.
It was
That he
you
covers,
stole
yeah.
my bit. I was gonna say I can't say he's either smug or pompous because I just haven't met him yet.
Damn, I beat him to
You
it.
you ripped it right out from underneath me.
That's going to be your homework. This is your first assignment on the show. You have to listen to Michael Bublé for an
Okay.
hour. Like that's
An
like-
hour?
Yeah. an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think all the hours that you've gotten here, I think you're going to do more work in this hour than you've done in all those other hours.
Okay.
Speaking of time, WallE.
WallE is smug. WallE is smug.
Is WallE smug or pompous?
He's totally smug. He's 100% smug.
WallE is the most smug Disney character or Pixar character without question. Without question.
The audacity to think that you can clean the entire world is such a smug and pompous mission that, yes, WallE is clearly both smug and pompous. Casey?
Mr. Mo says we could have just taken this day off instead of doing this. Yeah, but Mr. Mo, you don't get it because Groundhogs Day is not a national holiday, so we had to come in today.
This show's off the rails. It was never on the
It was
rails.
never
It
on
was
the
never
rails.
on
It was
the rails.
never on the
The
rails.
train wasn't built. The train has not been built yet. Go ahead, Casey. Is WallE smug?
WallE's 100% smug. I mean, he had no business basically dating the hottest robot in all time. So, yeah. He's
The hottest robot?
Yeah.
Casey,
yeah, whatever
here's what I
that
want you to
robot's
do.
name
I
is.
want you to zoom in on yourself and explain why WallE's girlfriend was the hottest robot of all time.
I mean, she's just so smooth and just very intelligent and very strong, independent.
Hey, Casey, your wife said you're on the couch tonight.
That description
Damn.
was weirder than I
No, yeah.
anticipated.
I didn't
Couch
like
is
calling.
well deserved.
I didn't like calling her smooth.
He said she's so smooth.
I didn't like that.
Speaking of smooth, Elliot Rearing, smug, pompous.
I can't answer this. So you guys.
Both.
Well, you can have an opinion on yourself.
I would say I'm a little. Again, I don't know the definition of pompous, but I kind of look like I'm pompous, right? I think I'm a little pompous. I'm gonna go pompous, not smug.
Lindsay, we know you don't like Elliot, but what is
Lindsay
your
hates Elliot.
what is your
love
opinion on Elliot?
I think Elliot. I agree. Pompous, not smug.
I thank you.
Pompous.
And
Not
again, we
smug.
don't know the definition. Do you know it? Because I don't know it. Lindsay has no clue,
just
and I have no
guessing.
clue.
Casey.
He's pompous and smug.
Casey, define pompous for me.
Pompous is when you basically parade around, act like you're either the greatest thing on earth or not.
Okay.
And you act like you're the worst gambler of all time, which makes you very pompous.
Pompous. Affectedly or irrationally grand, solemn, or self-important.
Oh, I'm definitely pompous.
Yeah, just like Brock.
Like who?
Brock.
Brock Birdie. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was the segment.
That was smug or pompous.
I think in the history of segments that we've had on this show, that was the one that was most beloved. Nothing but kind and not smug or pompous comments in the comment section, in the chat section.
I agree. Casey, can you text Parker? I tried to reach out to him via the chat, but he did not respond.
I already messaged him
Okay.
on Twitter. I told him 11. If that's
Okay,
okay.
11 o'clock. No, that's great. That's great. We can get to 11, sure. All right.
Sir Boy Wonder wants to know our Super Bowl bets. Listen, that's next week, brother.
Yeah, we got
We got a
time.
whole nother. We got like 10 days to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I first of all, I've already made my bet, so I'll tell you a couple of them here. Kyle Juszczyk is going to score a touchdown. I have placed responsibly, of course. I have placed roughly of course, $50 on this bet. He is going to score a touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, if you don't know, is the fullback for San Francisco. He scored a touchdown in their last Super Bowl. Now everybody's going to say, Elliot, well, they have Christian McCaffrey now. But last week against who are they playing? The Lions. He had 2 catches for 33 yards. He is going to catch a 5-yard touchdown pass. I will bet anything on it. So if you have any sort of money in your gambling accounts, you go put it on Kyle Juszczyk to score anytime immediately. Immediately.
I will not be betting Kyle Juszczyk to score.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Why would they give it to Kyle Juszczyk on the goal line when they have Christian McCaffrey? I get he scored in the last Super Bowl, but like he doesn't score a whole lot anymore because they got Christian McCaffrey. What's the point of handing it off to the fullback when you got the best
You're not
running
going to
back
hand
in
it
the
off. You're
league?
going to throw it to him.
Oh, you think he's going to catch one in the flats? And
Correct.
Bulldoze people. Whatever happened to the great fullbacks of Mike Allstats of the world?
It's honestly, it's crazy how much the NFL has changed. How it's like that's not even if you have it, it's weird. If you have a fullback in your offense, it's weird. It's not normal. But I think if you have a good one, it works out for you. I think the San Francisco 49ers have a great fullback. The Baltimore Ravens have a great fullback. And it works out for them.
Yeah, no doubt. Nathan Hines wants Casey's top 5 hottest robots.
I have to do some research on that.
Eve was the name of the robot that was
Eve,
both
yeah.
smooth and intelligent.
What was that movie that came out a while? Alicia or something like that? You know that robot movie? It was the girl robot. You guys have to know what I'm talking about. There was a ton of trailers for it. Alice or Alicia. It's something like that. But that's the only other robot girl that I can think of. Battle Angel. Yes. Alita Battle Angel. I'm pretty sure that's right. That is, yes. They got it.
What was the one movie where he creates a robot and falls in love with it?
That's Frankenstein?
No,
Not
that's
that one.
That's Frankenstein,
That's
right?
an undead. No.
That's the same story, though.
And it's Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, I see. I forgot the word.
Someone help me out. What was the movie where
That's gonna kill me. I know.
Ex Machina?
Yeah, Ex Machina.
Yep, that's a good one. That was a good one. All right,
Good segue. Here we go.
good segue.
Sports show.
What's next?
Parker is dialing in as we speak.
All right. Before Parker gets in here, we're going to rank kickers. On this show, we love to talk about Evan McPherson and how he saved Joe Burrow's legacy. So we're going to rank the best kickers. You give me a thumbs up or thumbs down for this kicker. You ready?
Yep.
Brandon Aubrey, the Dallas Cowboys.
Down.
Down. He had the best season ever. What do you mean down?
I said down.
He was 36 of 38.
If you're gonna ask me a question and then get mad at my answer,
Okay, you're right. By the way, he was the number 1 ranked kicker this season, but Reed says down. Justin Tucker.
down.
Okay. Jason Myers, Seattle.
Down.
Ranked number 3. Harrison Butker.
Up, because he's a Chief, and I love the Chiefs.
Cairo Santos, Chicago.
Bears?
Yeah. Let me tell you some stats to help you. He was 35 of 38.
Down.
Jake Elliott, who the Bengals did not sign because they wanted to keep Fat Randy Bullock.
Yep. Up. Former Bengal.
Cameron Dicker.
Great name. Up.
Dicker the kicker. Blake Grupe.
Down.
Can you name the team he's on?
I know, but if I knew what team he was on,
No is the right abbreviation.
I'd probably be a groupie of that team. We're a little further away.
And the last one, Chris Boswell.
Down.
Lindsay, know what team Chris Boswell plays on?
No.
Watch this, guys. The Steelers.
Really?
Got ya. I knew you wouldn't know it because nobody knows any kicker ever.
You know your kicker,
Embarrassing.
you know like 3 other kickers, and that's it.
Yeah, there's some names on this list I've never heard of. I'm going to be honest with you. Bailey Grupe is one of them. Who else? Chad Ryland. Chad Ryland. You know who Chad Ryland is? A New England Patriots kicker. What about Lucas Havrisik? Kicker in the NFL this season.
Down.
He plays for the Rams. Anybody else? No, that's it. Matthew Wright. What team does Matthew Wright play for?
Probably the wrong team.
The Panthers.
Yeah, I was right.
Mitch, it does feel like that, certainly.
Feels like we are filling time here. Yep.
It seems like we're not going to make it the full 2 hours, if we're going to be honest.
We're going to make it 2 hours.
We'll play Quiplash if it gets to it.
We'll play Quiplash with the whole open audience.
We've got Frauder.
Correct.
We got Frauder for real with college basketball teams after the Parker Blake interview, who's dialing in as we speak.
Yeah, is he dialed in?
Not yet.
Okay, so when you said he was dialing in, that was clearly a lie. Other around the sporting world, Joel Embiid, his season is done.
Yeah, you said that he's soft, and then he found out he had a season-ending injury like an hour late after you called him soft.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough look by me. But I will say the NBA still will always have that issue of resting players for no reason. I thought that was the case with Joel Embiid. It clearly wasn't. He's just injury prone.
People are loving this show, by the way.
Loving it.
They are,
Rave reviews.
They are adoring this show. Should we? I feel like we've had a bad hour.
Yeah.
I think we should restart it.
You're right. Casey, can we change up the vibes in here?
Yeah, let's change up the vibes. Casey, run the intro real quick, and we will start new.
And we'll start over.
We'll start new. So here we go.
I got you. Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Good morning again. And welcome to Off the Bench. presented by United Dairy Farmers, and it goes at 10
A
to 12
B.
P. And we actually have an interview with Parker right now, right?
Yep, right now.
Right now. So take us to that.
Parker. Send it over here. Casey.
Hang on. I gotta get Parker.
Well, we're
up
going to
here
get
in a
Parker
second.
in here. Guys, we love you so much. This is such a goofy Friday. I'm glad to be here. This is the best job in the entire world.
I had it in my calendar that I was off on Groundhogs Day.
Yeah, it is a national holiday.
But
speaking of Groundhogs Day, here's Parker Blake. Parker, you're at the Senior Bowl, are you not? It's nice to see you. That big beard, that long hair of yours, that handsome mug you got there. It's nice to see it. Long time no see, Parker.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute. My camera is dirty as all get out, man. I apologize for that.
You look great.
You still look fantastic.
But yeah, I'm down here and I'm enjoying the Chatterbox festivities. Today is like a day off on the schedule down here, so I'm just hanging out. I'm glad you guys are providing the content for me to enjoy.
How did you get into going to the Senior Bowl? How did that all come about?
I've always wanted to for years, and I just finally, applied for a credential this year and came down, and they literally will pretty much let anybody come and get a credential. So here I am.
You should have put some family members, some. We all should have just came down there. We should have. Absolutely. So you said you've always wanted to go to the Senior Bowl. How come?
Because I'm a nerd and I love the draft, and I watch it every year. I watch the combine every year because I have no life nor friends. So here I am.
Are there any linemen? Because as we know, the Bengals line stinks, and they're going to need to address the right tackle position. Are there any linemen that you're high on for our beloved Cincinnati Bengals to get from this Senior Bowl?
Yeah, Tyler Guyton has looked awesome this week. Been a big fan of him throughout the whole process so far, and he's really impressed me and a lot of people this week. He's from Oklahoma. He plays right tackle, so he would fill a need. And then these last couple of days, Kingsley Suamatea out of BYU, he's played both tackles this week. He looks really good too. So those are two guys that Bengals fans should definitely be interested on the O-line.
What round would those guys be taken in?
Tyler Guyton's going to be a first rounder. Some people disagree with me. He's going to be a first rounder. Should be available at 18 though, unless the Jets take him. Then Fuaga will be, and Fuaga's been down here. He's a top 3 tackle in this class. Kingsley's probably a day 2 guy. He could go anywhere as early as early day 2. Early round 2 or into the 3rd. I really don't know where he's going to land.
Do you think that the Bengals going forward, like obviously for the past few years, the plan has been to address the offensive line in free agency because we had money under the cap. All of our skill positions were young and on their rookie deals. Is the next phase of the Cincinnati Bengals that they got to hit on the linemen in the draft because the linemen that we have, we just can't afford going forward after we get Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow obviously on the contract and maybe a guy like T. Higgins. Do you think that the Bengals, like the next phase is going to be via the draft for that offensive line?
It's got to be. You can't have sustained success without hitting on a couple picks here and there. You can't afford to just pay your whole team all the time, especially once some of these bigger contracts hit. And I've talked about a lot this offseason about having to turn over both sides of the trenches, at least depth-wise, and get some better guys into the building that can really contribute. So they gotta find a way to hit.
Do you think the Bengals should trade up or down if you had to pick?
Just in general?
Yeah, in general.
Just in general.
I love you, Elliot.
Could you take it or leave it?
I'd say trade up.
Okay. All right. Do you think the Bengals will draft a punter?
I hope not.
You hope not?
I hope
Have you
not.
seen our guy?
That's a lot of draft capital back-to-back years to invest in punter.
That's fair, but I'll say I'm very concerned with Mr. Robbins at this point in time.
If they're going to draft a guy, go get the guy out of Iowa. He was just booming them yesterday.
All right, well, that's
What
fair.
about Matt Ariza?
The punt god.
I would appreciate if he was on the team. I liked him coming out. So that whole situation got weird, but I would not be opposed to that. He'd be cheap.
Weird it did. It did get very weird.
Parker, if you had to rank, again, the most Casey, that was good. Parker, if you had to rank the most valuable Bengals from last season, 1 to 3, who are they?
Most valuable Bengals?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no! What you got?
I was gonna say number 1's McPherson, and then after that you got to follow it with a couple guys.
That's fair. I think DJ Turner and Chase Brown had the most value surplus. They're cheap guys that both contributed in meaningful ways. So that's
fair enough.
That's fair.
Not Nick Scott.
Parker, now let me ask you. Well, I was just about to ask you if you had to rank the best free agent signing in Cincinnati. I know you're not a Reds guy, are you?
Oh, I am. I'm not good at following baseball yet, but
Okay.
I am a fan of the Reds.
All right. So who do you think's a worse signing? Mike Moustakas, the new guy in town. He hit 40 home runs, 40 doubles with the Brewers right before he signed with us, and then right after that with us he played horrible. Or Nick Scott this past season for the Bengals.
It's got to be Nick Scott. You can expect a little regression in the baseball game. It's all about volume. He'll bounce back. I have faith. But Nick Scott, he lost his job early in the season in the eyes of fans, and then he just felt like a liability most of the time this last season.
All right,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you're in the predictions game, at what time will our bosses win PUBG?
I thought they had that last one. There was a game. What was it, two rounds before that? I thought they had that one too. They're getting close, and I think Trace is catching his second win, and he feels that they're getting close. We're working here. Where are we at right now? They still got a ways to go in this one, but they're working, man.
I think they're going to be playing this. You have a tennis match, Elliot, with them on Monday?
On Monday.
I don't think you're going to play that match.
I think they're going to still be playing
I feel good. I feel good saying they're done. They're done by what is it right now? 9? I bet they're done by 11 Eastern.
11 Eastern. Well, it is 11 Eastern.
Oh, it is 11 Eastern, dude. What time? I have so many times on all my different.
It's 11 Eastern, but I bet at 12 p.m. when this show ends, they will still be going.
I'd agree with that, but I'd say the over-under set at 115. I know they had the 615 going in the chat. I took the under on that one. I had more faith in the boys after coming off the cold streak. But I say 115 p Eastern is the deadline.
Has there been any communication with you and the Bengals to announce a draft pick yet?
I wish. I've seen a lot of Bengals people around here. I saw a couple of the coaches that have been helping out at the Senior Bowl come off the field yesterday. I've been trying to interact as much as I can, and they are not interested at the current time.
Damn it. That sucks. I bet they'll give it to some other super fan. It's not right. What Parker does for the Bengals is better than anybody else. You're a hero, Parker.
You
I
are a hero,
appreciate
Parker.
that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The beard gives you superpowers.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Casey, you got any questions for Parker? For peanut butter?
Let me get that off my ear there. Parker, so we talked about the offensive line. Many people are just absolutely in love with the interior defensive tackles. Some of the Bengals fans like the Illinois kid, Newton, the 2 Texas kids. I've seen a lot of great clips from Sweat, and I saw the other day that is not your number 1 nose tackle. How in the world is he not your number 1 nose tackle? Who is your number 1 nose tackle?
So there was a reason there was no clips of Sweat from day 1. He looked really rough coming out on the first day down here. Day 2, he looked a lot better. Was actually showing some moves, some hand usage. That's what I've been waiting to see out of him, not just be a big body that's just trying to run through guys. I don't think that translates well to the next level once he finds some of these interior guys that are bigger and stronger. I don't think that's going to work as well for him. And then yesterday, I wasn't impressed. He seemed kind of just out of it, just leaning on guys. A lot of his reps he got yesterday, and honestly, the day before when he had his battle with Bo Limmer from Arkansas, he's just been going against guys that are half his size, and that's not impressive to me, especially when he's just leaning on them and pushing them back. So I haven't seen from him consistently what I need to see from him to make him a viable nose tackle in the league from my estimates. My number 1 nose tackle right now is number 1 defensive tackle on the interior is probably going to be Byron Murphy. I have him and Jerzon Newton splitting hairs right now. I think Murphy's going to test better, and that'll bump him over. Honestly, between them, it's going to be whoever tests better at the combine. That's just what it's going to come down to. As far as nose tackles go, I'm a big fan of McKinley Jackson. I need to watch more film on just all the nose tackles, but I really liked what he can do. I like the energy and juice that he can bring. He's a lot more athletic. He's able to get, has effective pass rush moves, can also stop the run well. He's just kind of the full package at nose tackle for me. But yeah, I'm trying to think just off the top of my head other nose tackles I've seen, but I think McKinley Jackson is probably my number one right now.
Awesome. Parker, where can people find your stuff? Where can they go to possibly see any of your future content? Are you making like a big board, like a draft board at all, or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I'm working on my big board. I did my preseason big board. I got up to like a couple 220 names or something like that. And then currently, as far as my rewatches and reevaluations go, I'm nearing 100 already. So I'll post all of that stuff on my Twitter, or my X, whatever it is, just at Parker Blake 60. That's where you can find everything. I have been putting together articles and such for allbengals.com. I don't know what is up there currently, but there should be stuff coming relatively soon. Hopefully today, if I can get off of this PUBG stream and actually be productive and write some articles.
Well, Parker, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Parker. Listen, we had we showed up, it was 9:50, and we said, hey, what are we going to do on today's show? And as you can tell, we had no plans. So thank you for coming on, filling time, and talk about the Senior Bowl and future draft picks.
No, it's been a great time. I'm excited to play some Quiplash here in a minute when you guys forget or run out of things to talk about. So I'll be here for that. I am double dipping on the streams right now. I know Elliot refuses to acknowledge that, but I am in both streams trying to contribute to the cause.
We should have done a Bengals draft. We should have done a helmet draft with Parker. Is what we should have done.
We should have done a helmet draft with Parker.
I mean, we can if you want.
Parker, you got 10 minutes?
I got all day, buddy.
All right, we're drafting helmets.
All right.
I still got – now this is both college and pro. So we're each going to get 5 picks.
All right.
And we're going snake draft style. You ready, Parker? It's going to be me first. Yeah. I'll give you some time to think about your picks. It's going to be me first, Reed second, Casey third, Parker fourth. And then you get the 5th, and then it's just a snake draft.
Is this just base helmets, or is this including alternates, or like what's the rules?
Just base, just the standard helmet.
Yes.
Just the standard.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to start first, and I'm going to steal a pick that everybody's going to want, and I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals helmet first overall.
That's the best bank. Listen, I know we're homers here, but that is truly one of, if not the best, helmet in football. This is college and pros, correct?
This is college and pros.
And I'm up.
And you're up.
I will take the Michigan Wolverines helmet. I think that's a classic. Give me the Michigan Wolverines.
It's fair. I think that's a bad pick, though. Right, number 2 overall.
It's a great pick.
Thank you.
You know, I was trying to think of a helmet that I really liked in the NFL because I think college is going to be taken a lot less. I'm going to go with the Rams helmet. I like the decals on it. I don't like the logos on most helmets. Like if your team logo's on there, I don't like it. But the fact that it's unique and it's got horns on it, I'll take the Rams helmet.
All right, Parker, you're up. You get 2 picks.
I think for my first pick, I'm going to go a little conservative. I think it's a nice classic helmet. I think it's clean, but I think it's still bold enough that you can still find it. Being down here, seeing a lot of these helmets around, I always like watching the Senior Bowl and Pro Bowl events so you can see all the different helmets next to each other and talk about, this one looks way better. This one's more noticeable. I love the Oklahoma Sooners helmets. I like the Bulls red. I like the simple OU on the side. I think that's a great helmet.
That's a good one.
Good
That's
choice.
Good. You're up again.
For my second pick, I'm taking the Maryland Terrapins football.
Whoa!
Ooh, the Maryland flag on the side.
Yes, sir.
Maryland flag. All right, fair enough. Casey, you're up.
Ooh, I'm up. Yep, because it's a snake draft. I should be paying attention.
Tee.
I think I'm going to go with the LSU helmets. I really like the pinstripe down the middle. I love the yellow and the purple. And that is the one helmet that I don't mind the logo on the side. I don't know why, but that's what I'm going with.
You know what? Since you guys are all taking bad picks, I'll make a good one here.
Nice.
And with my second overall pick, I'm going to take the Raiders.
That's a bad pick there, actually.
Oh, the Raiders is sharp. The black and the
That's
silver.
a bad pick.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
That's a bad pick.
Those are beautiful.
That's a bad pick, and that's fine. Who took Ohio State? Nobody?
No
That's
one.
a bad pick.
I'm gonna take the Ohio State helmet, and then I'm gonna take the Chargers helmet. The Chargers, formerly of San Diego, now in Los Angeles. I think I win this draft easily right now, fellas. If I'm gonna be honest, but I have the Chargers, I have Ohio State, and I have the Bengals. And you guys expect to win this? But go ahead, read.
What's nice about the Buckeyes? All the stickers on the thing? That's so tacky.
Yeah, that's not part of the helmet. That's an accessory on the helmet. They had to add something to the helmet to make it better.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I completely agree. The lightning bolt on the Chargers is sharp, though. I'm going to go back to college. So I started with college, went to the pros. I took the best college helmet in the Michigan Wolverines. I took the second best NFL helmet. I'm going to go with the second best college helmet. And you're going to have to go up I-75 about 2 hours to find this. The Bluffton Beavers is my third pick. Something about that purple beaver being on the side of the helmet. D3 logo through and through. Give me the Bluffton Beavers.
And it's Groundhogs Day.
It is Groundhogs Day. That is true.
Because of the beaver.
Casey Rue.
Ooh, I think I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings. I love the horns on the side, the full-on purple helmet. There's just nothing quite like that in any football team. So that's what I'm going with.
All right.
Man,
Parker.
that's a good pick. I was going to go with the Vikings. That's a good pick. I think as much as I don't like the team, I do like the script on the side of the Florida Gators orange helmet. However, I'm going to go with the USC because the Trojan on the side it looks different. I've loved it watching it all week. Big fan of the USC Trojans football helmet. And then, we're picking standard base helmets, right? No
Standard
no
base.
alternates.
Yes.
Man, I really wanted to go with those Oilers helmets, man. Let's think. What about, here's a hometown favorite. What about the UC helmet? The nice black helmet, bold white C with the bear claw, nice logo. I love the logo.
That's a good pick.
Go with UC.
That's not a bad pick.
That's not a bad one.
I'm going to go with the Oregon Ducks with the
They have about
green
13
helmets and the feathers.
helmets.
Yeah, but the one that is specifically green and the feathers on the side of their helmet. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I will go with, I can't believe it hasn't been said so far, but the Golden Domes, Notre Dame.
Oh, that was my final pick.
I don't know how Notre Dame wasn't taken yet, but I'm taking the Golden Domes.
I was hoping it was going to slide.
I'm taking the Golden Domes.
All right, I'm going Wyoming. I am going Wyoming. If you've never seen it, it's the brown cowboy. It's the brown cowboy logo-ish. I think it's got a yellow cowboy, and then it's the brown backdrop. And then I'm also nobody's taking UCLA.
No.
UCLA, the Bruins. UCLA and Wyoming, my last two picks.
All right. I'll go to the SEC. The baby blue Ole Miss helmets. I feel like that's a deep track.
That's a good one.
I like the
one.
baby blue Ole Miss
Hey,
helmets.
whoa! That's an alternate, isn't the base Navy? Hold on now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
He
what's,
might be
I
onto
don't know what's the
something there.
official one. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
And
He doesn't get to take that back. Yeah, it is he's Parker's right. You're wrong. You get that terrible one.
oh my goodness.
He doesn't get the baby blue one.
I don't
Casey,
get-
you're up.
Oh my goodness. Give me SMU. Give me SMU.
Doesn't get SMU.
Did you take Florida? Did you take
He
the
took
Gators?
Florida.
He took Florida.
Okay. Oh man. Man, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think we've
Good
had
pick.
that one yet. And the wings, I like those a lot.
All right. Aren't those the alternates?
Those are the alternates.
Those are the
those are the
alternates with the wings.
Oh no. But the other one's still good, Casey. The standard Eagles
All right.
helmet's still good.
Parker, round this out. What's your final pick?
I'm going to go with classic. I like the Crimson Tides helmet. It's simple with just the number on the side, the nice red. That means something. That resonates with people. People recognize that everywhere you go.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So that was our time filler. Thank you so much, Parker, for coming on. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Senior Bowl. What time's where is the Senior Bowl even being played? I don't even know.
It's at the University of South Alabama in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
There we go.
So you're in the Central Time Zone or the Eastern.
We
time
are in the Central Time Zone.
Okay,
It took me a couple of days to figure out as I flew into Atlanta, which is not in the Central Time Zone.
Right,
I am
so you're-
currently in Central Time.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Enjoy the rest of
Thank you, Parker.
the weekends. And thank you so much, Parker, for coming on.
Hey,
short
always a
notice.
pleasure, fellas. Hey, let's root for the boys, fellas. Elliot's
Well,
made his
yes.
money. Let's go get a win.
All right. I'll
Let's go
root
get a
for
win.
him. I'll root
Let's
for
go
him
get a
now.
win. All right. So Parker just came on. We have another guest at 11:20. Big League Paul is going to come on.
I think.
But yes, we think. But here's the thing: is we have another segment, and we just interviewed Parker, and I feel like we need to reset the vibe.
Well, we have to do an ad break.
I think we need to reset the vibe.
I think we need to do an ad break.
So we'll
and
do
then
the ad break, and then we'll do an intro,
and then we got to start off the bench.
and then we'll start off the bench. So Casey, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Yep, just give me a second while I readjust this camera. And all right, so the Bengals Bearcats report is brought to you by Encore Technologies. Encore Technologies provides IT solutions for a data center world with a suite of services from mobile computing to desktop to data center, supporting both centralized and work from home computing modules to improve efficiency and
Lindsay.
Productivity.
Great. That was great, Lindsay.
productivity. Visit Encore.tech. The path to innovation begins here. Let me tell you about this lovely bottle of water right here. Pawnee Water, made right here in Hamilton, Ohio. Uses natural limestone filtration, unlike the artificial processing other brands use. The result is a healthy alkaline water, and some say the best tasting water in the world. You can visit Pawnee Water at PAHHNI where you can buy this great tasting water. Get your coffee from UDF, swish it down with some Pawnee Water,
Switch it.
and
it
get your
sweet.
technology solutions from Encore.
That's right. That's right. All right, let's restart this show. Let's get the vibes right. Lindsay, you got another intro ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's run it again. This has been Off the Bench. We'll see you guys on the next show.
Yeah. Happy Groundhogs Day.
I got you. Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans,
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Good morning again. This is Off the Bench, presented to you by United Dairy Farmers, and we're on at 10
Hey.
to 12.
P.
Now we're just gonna reset the vibes, get it going again. And then we're gonna have an interview with Paul at 11:20. So
Maybe.
guys,
hopefully,
possibly, we'll see.
We do have a segment to gap until whatever the next segment is.
Yeah. And what's that segment?
It's one that you guys are gonna love. So recently we have been talking
I love them
about
all so far.
Brock Purdy, and is he smug? Is he pompous?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a new segment. It's called "Is He Smug?" So without further ado, I'm gonna throw a guy's face up on the board on the screen, and we're gonna talk about if he's smug or pompous. So coming in at number first, it's
Number first. Number first. Go
Is
ahead.
Mark Zuckerberg. Is Mark Zuckerberg smug or pompous? Do not change the camera, Casey.
Oh, so smug, so pompous. He's smug and pompous. If you guys have never seen the movie, go watch The Social Network. It's one of the greatest movies ever made, and in that movie, you will know Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Zuckerberg. He is the most smug, most pompous human being of all time.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He's he might be a robot. He's closer to Eve from WallE than he is an actual human being. So Mark Zuckerberg, smug or pompous? Casey?
I think he's a little pompous. Just a little.
Yeah, he's just a little.
Little pompous. A little pompous. Let's see. Go.
I think he's both. I think he's smug and pompous.
The chat loves this bit so much.
They love it.
We'll do one more. Crash Bandicoot. Smug or pompous?
Definitely smug.
Definitely smug. But is he pompous?
I don't think he's pompous.
Okay, Phyllis from The Office?
She's smug and pompous. That's
Smug
right.
and pompous, both, and
Yeah.
then finally Reed Mouse.
Smug and pompous.
Smug and pompous.
Without question.
Smug and pompous.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna full screen these guys. They are in the top 3, I think.
They are in top 3. All right, so we got to watch this.
Top 3, top 4, something like that.
13 alive.
13 alive. So we're going to continue to watch this. Do we have a mailbag?
No.
No mailbag today.
I don't think we got a mailbag.
Big C wanted a letter. They started playing this at 9:30. This is crazy. They've just been going and going like the Energizer Bunny. But unlike the Energizer Bunny, they don't work. Doesn't work.
I just love how Trace is so focused in that his camera, like, we're cutting off half his head. He's that focused
Is that locked in? Brian B said, I forgot to add that I'm balding. Yes, I am losing my hair. I don't know. There's nothing I can really do about it.
There's only 9 alive, so he's in the top. They're in the top 3 at least if it's quad or trios, and then they're probably in the top 2 if it's quads, right?
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know how PUBG
I don't
works.
understand the rules.
The game looks like it was animated by someone who paints with their feet.
Nailed it. So here we go.
They're in the storm. I mean, get out of the storm. You're going to die. You're going to
in-
die.
You're in the lightning storm.
I mean, he almost died there.
How many are left?
There are 7 alive, so that means that this is it.
Evan Marr said this game is like 10 years old. It looks like it was animated by a 10-year-old.
It does.
Guys, I know what this game is.
This looks like a
it's all
game
good.
they play between innings at Reds games.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like a game that Haven Wolf or DJ E-Train is saying, all right, how high can they get in PUBG? It's Cutwaters, mix and match. Good revive.
Evan says Elliot hasn't been to a Reds game. Yeah, I have. Been to several.
Oh.
How there's still this many people watching this show is baffling.
Is
to me.
player unknown smug?
Yeah, he's smug.
He's definitely
He's
pompous.
definitely got a little bit of smugness in him.
I can't wait for it to be 11:40 and we do that again.
Yeah. I think by the 6th time we run that intro, I think that's when our hot streak will really start. Yeah, Randy.
There's only 6
Unfortunately, I
alive
can't tell
now.
you, brother. Can't tell you.
We're doing this live. We're having Trace's wife text us about the ridiculousness of them being live streaming for 14 hours. Fergie Fowler. Shout out to Fergie Fowler. Fergalicious.
So they're in the top 2 now, I think.
Oh, it's them
It's
3 versus 3?
Another 3, yeah.
In the shipyard?
Mitch says, Lindsay, are you questioning the credibility of your internship?
No. No.
Yeah,
I love it here.
Yeah, she likes it. It's a lot of hard work.
I showed Mariana what was going on last night, and she's like, if you ever do this,
You are going to do it.
at some point.
Yeah, we're all going to do it at some
What's
point.
going to happen is, like, it's going to be me and Reed. Can we throw a perfect game, and it'll be the show. And we're going to stay on until we throw a perfect
Oh my
game.
Well, there's
God.
5 left.
That would take forever.
I don't think it'll take it as long as you think, because you can quit as soon as you give up a hit.
Yeah, but like, take forever.
It'll take forever.
You'd have to restart every single time.
No, her name's not Fergie. Her name's not Fergie. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but
This might be it, guys.
said it.
There's only 5 left.
5 left.
it's Jordan.
There's 4 left.
4 left.
It's a 2v2.
Is this it?
Can we turn on their audio?
We can.
They're going to curse. By the way, if you don't like curse words, if they lose, they've been streaming for 14 hours. They are going to curse if they lose this.
We literally heard an F-bomb the second that we turned on there. The second that we turned it off.
We might have to turn off their audio.
No, it's fine. I want to hear them celebrate.
Ah! Wait.
Oh, no.
No! No! They lost again. They had 0 kills.
They had, well,
Trace had
Oh
0
my
kills.
no.
Let's restart the show.
All right,
man. The best part about them getting that far is that they like play for a half hour.
Each game's a half hour
to lose. Oh man, that was great. We were bad luck for them. I hope that when they win, they do have one kill. I hope like they kill one person at the end.
Yeah, one. Just get one.
Because then they just did nothing. They just hid the entire time, and they just killed the last person.
So they were playing
Quick
quads,
counts.
by the way.
USA veteran is in here. He's got to be confused about what this show is today.
Oh yeah, everybody is. By the way, I think our guest is on at 11:30 now.
11:30. So we'll have Big League Paul.
I believe.
At here 11:30.
I sent him a link. So.
Which gives us 10 minutes to play America's favorite game.
Smug. Is he smug?
Pompous?
I was gonna just throw out some different people. We do have to get chat power rankings in. I don't know if anyone's. Is it my week to do it?
It's not my week.
It's my week. I think it's my week. So for everyone that was nice during Smug or Pompous, you're in. If you're mean, you're out.
Mr. Mo is in last place.
Mr. Mo. I love Mr. Mo.
To credit Mr. Mo, though, this show has been terrible. But I think in large part because our leader was playing video games for 16 and a half hours. We didn't really have a game plan for this. But that's what happens when you're on a talk show. I will say though, the weather has brightened my mood significantly. And I'm usually not I'm gonna get this around my neck. I'm not usually a weather guy, but I drove in this morning and it was a pleasant drive. It was like when you have to wake up through 9 straight days of clouds.
It was like
and
3
you drive 45 minutes to work every single day. It gets on your nerves a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It gets on your nerves, especially because there is a road that shuts down right near Ross High School. It's been closed for this entire week. Do you come that way too?
Depends. Sometimes it'll take me the highway, whatever the quickest way is. But yeah, I went that way today.
That's the quickest way to get to Cincinnati, like downtown Cincinnati, is going through Ross.
Yeah, it's just whatever. The drive is brutal, but we love coming to work. What other place of employment will your bosses stream video games for 16 hours while you profit $1,600?
With the weather being so delightful.
With the weather being so delightful.
You know what we could do?
What?
You could give a weather report.
You want me to give a weather report too?
Yes, you can give a weather report.
Okay.
But while you get ready for the weather report, we'll zoom the camera in on me and we'll play Smug or Pompous.
Okay. But who's going to be the contestants in this time?
we won't play Smug. We won't play Smug or Pompous. Here's what we're going to do till Paul gets on. We're going to do a weather report. Casey, can you also can you Google and get an input for daily dozen trivia? We're going to do the dozen trivia grid in the final 30 minutes. Daily dozen trivia.
You're going to need to unplug a mic and take it with you. Just letting you know.
Is there no? There's a mic right there. There's a mic over on that desk, and then there's an XLR underneath things. So we've got. Listen, at this point, I think we should restart the show, but I don't know what this could be. We came in with no plan, and we said this vaudeville show will rock and roll. We will rock and roll with this, and we're trying to get this going.
Daily
Elliot's
what?
now getting drinks for Lindsay.
What is it called? What is the trivia called?
Daily Dozen. Daily Dozen. We will do some trivia. And we'll do that after the weather report. The weather report is Elliot Rearing. We're putting Casey to work today.
Honestly, with how little work Reed and I have done in this show, Casey's done the most work. This is the most work Casey's done during a show ever. What he has to do here is preposterous. Absolutely preposterous.
And boom.
Oh! Whoa! Welcome to the weather, everybody. We haven't done it in quite some time, mainly because everybody hated it, I think. But we are back today with a great weather report. I got my phone out because that's all you need now, right?
Right.
Go to the weather app. Boom. Check whatever city you're in. Boom.
Hamilton.
45 degrees. How about that? And the sun's going to shine around 1 p.m. That's the weather. This is the best part about the weather because they'll run this like hour after hour after hour after hour after hour. And the weather never changes. But they're going to keep doing it nonstop. So all you got to know today, 45 degrees, a little bit of sun. It's going to feel good. Go out and enjoy it. Go frolic in the fields. Go do it. God bless America. And Ronald Reagan, over to you.
Ronald Reagan wants to play a game called Smug or Pompous. So we're going to have a fireside chat with Ronald Reagan where he lists 80 celebrities, and you're going to suggest, is this person smug or pompous? We'll start with Madonna. Madonna? Smug or pompous? I say smug. Sure. Back to you, Weatherman.
Well, this isn't the Weatherman anymore. It's now James Madison.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm James Madison, and today we're going to do the weather. 45 degrees. It's 45 degrees, and it's going to be sunny. So everybody go enjoy it. Bye-bye.
We got to restart the show, though. We got to restart it.
Yeah, so we're going to restart the show because the vibes were off. The vibes were off to start this show. So here at 11:25, we are going to have Paul come on at 11:30 after we restart the show. But this concludes this show. We'll see you next time on Off the Bench.
I got you. Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Hello. Good morning. Again, it's nice to see you guys. This is Off the Bench presented by United Dairy Farmers. We come at you at 10 to 12.
P.
And coming up, we have an interview with Paul. And right now, we're going to
play Smug or Pompous.
Again, a fan favorite.
Because it's Groundhog Day, this bit really played into our hand. Again, if you haven't seen the film, you're not going to get that reference. But if you have seen the film, Bill Murray has to unfortunately live the same day over and over again in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, with the beaver. So that's what he does, and it's a very good bit, and that's what we're doing here. Clearly, everybody who's still watching up until this point, an hour and a half into this, is loving it. Right. And there's no complaints, and that's great. Alexandria says, Casey's going to have to come up with a whole new intro after this episode. Most likely, probably. I mean, I think he should change it mid-show, honestly. I think the intro should now just be us four. And we'll do it like the Full House theme song, and we'll all go dance. We'll all go dance and drive in a convertible. Right. I'll get my mom's Bug, and we'll go do it that way. When we look back on history, they'll remember three things: the discovery of fire, the invention of the submarine, and Elliot's James Madison impression. That's actually true. That's actually true.
What you guys don't understand about his James Madison impersonation, you think he's just doing a silly voice. No, this is after years of research, hitting the books hard in the Cincinnati library. Obviously, we don't have any audio recordings of James Madison talking, but we do have descriptions of how he talked. And based off those descriptions is how you molded that accent, that performance.
Yeah, and I think it was really good. I think everybody learns a lot from it, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's historically accurate. Reed asked me before the show, Elliot, this was about 11:55 a.m. Elliot, do you got any sports topics today? And I was racking my brain, and honest to God, I couldn't think of any. I had the Corbin Burns one, and that's all I had. The Pro Bowl, though, we can talk about, because watch this, Reed.
Segue.
The Pro Bowl is the very worst all-star whatever event in all of major sports, without question. There is not a singular all-star event around the major league world that is worse than the Pro Bowl.
Right? Yeah, I completely agree. It has never mattered. Like back when the biggest farce was when they actually played the game, like they were tackling each other and stuff like that. Like obviously no one wanted to get hurt. So they just score 86 points. You could bet the over-under on how many points were scored. So, like, I don't hate them doing all of the dodgeball and the flag football because at least they're doing something. I would argue at this point just honor people as all-stars and then just don't do anything after that. Like, why do we need to have games? Where do they do it at? Do they have it at the Super Bowl site? Like, they used to do it out in Hawaii.
I think it's still in Hawaii, isn't it? They moved it from Hawaii?
I think they moved it out from Hawaii, yeah.
2024 Pro Bowl. Camping World Stadium in Orlando. That's wild. That sucks. I thought it was always still in Hawaii. I guess not. Drew says Orlando. Jack says it was in Vegas last year. That makes sense. But whatever. It's just a bad event. I mean, there's nothing left to play for. It's just flag football nonsense. So it is what it is.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Casey?
Do we have a guest?
Yes, we do.
We do have a guest. I heard it's a big league guest.
Really? I heard it was a quitter guest.
Ooh! I like how we're gonna start with me talking to.
Please, you're the Xavier fan.
I am the Xavier fan.
Questions.
I'm sure there will be a lot of them.
By the way, by the way, Paul's on a clock, so we can't keep him forever.
Paulie.
What's up, fellas?
Fricano. Nice to see you. It's been so long. I think last time I saw you was at the toss.
Last time I saw you was at the toss. You were with Mark. It was a great day.
It was a beautiful day. We played the University of Connecticut, and it was went better the first time than it did the second time. That's for sure.
That's true. That's true.
So before we get talking about Xavier, recently on social media, someone asked if you were Sean Connor and laid out the case that you are Sean Connor. So are you Sean Connor, Paul Fritchner?
So I'm not. Here's what I will say. I was prepared for this question.
You should be.
I will do whatever you, Elliot, Casey, and Tom would like me to do to prove that I am not Sean. I will do whatever, legitimately whatever you guys want me to do to prove I'm not him.
So
I'm not. Go ahead.
I did some research, and I think there was some coincidental things, because at that point I was sold that you were Sean Connor. Absolutely sold, and there was evidence to back it up. I understand how people get wrongfully convicted based on the evidence that backed it up. But now I don't believe you're Sean Connor. I do not believe you are Sean Connor.
Okay, I will be honest with you, Reed. You posted a long video that was like the same day as the Xavier basketball game, so I don't know what the evidence is against me, but I can promise you that whatever the evidence is against me, I will strongly and vehemently deny that evidence, because every single time that – now, I'm not going to say that I don't have burners. I have plenty of burners, but I have never commented in this chat since the day I left with a burner. You guys know the burners I had. You guys know the burners I had while I was there, but I have not commented in this chat with anything other than my name since the day I left.
I do not believe that you have not commented with a burner since the day you left.
No,
I don't believe that as far as I could throw you.
I promise you I have not. I do have one, though.
I know.
But I don't.
But you know what it is. You know what it is, though.
I know one of them. I know one of them, sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I know you have others. I know you have others.
On X.com, I do. That's true. Yeah, go ahead.
You got a roster.
Well, I think the biggest issue isn't really that. Oh, hi, Paul. The biggest issue the biggest issue really isn't that you use that one burner. It's that you know who has which burners. You know which burners Mouse Cop has in here running around. You know that. You know them, and you won't tell us to them. You won't tell us. Who's Sharon Peters? Who is it?
I have no idea who Sharon Peters is. I knew who Sharon. There were two Sharon Peters. There was one that I knew while I was there, but I don't know who the one is now. Because there were two at the same time. I don't know who the one is now.
You think there's multiple Sharon Peters?
I know for a fact there were multiple Sharon Peters, because I know who the one was while I was there, but I don't know who it is now. I can't imagine
Peters sharing an account.
I can't imagine that Sharon is, or that Peter's still Sharon or Peter's the same. Now that we're 8 months later.
This is Big J journalism.
This is Big J. This is why he quit.
I have a hankering suspicion on who Sean Connor is, but I'll leave that for another video.
I won't. It's Nick Kirby.
Our Xavier Musketeers, what are the odds that we get in the tournament?
Hey, they're greater than 50-50, which if you would have told me that a month ago, I would have laughed in your face. But the fact that this team still has a pulse right now, I mean, look, they're going to DePaul. If you lose the game to DePaul or Georgetown, you're out. Like, that's it.
Right.
That's the nail in the coffin. The season's over. You can't lose to DePaul. It's a gross game tomorrow night, 9:30 in Chicago. That's disgusting. But you can't lose to one of those teams. And then if you take care of business at home, look, 18-13, I think, would be the record if you take care of your home games. Maybe you steal one road game. You're probably going to have to win, like, at Marquette or at, I don't even know if Butler really moves the needle, but maybe a win at Butler. Look, they very much have a puncher's chance. They're in the NIT right now, but they could get out of it. I think this team, like if you asked me the question right now, will they be playing in the NCAA tournament? I don't know if I trust them to win the games that they have to win to get in, but they definitely have. Wednesday night was a huge, turning point for the.
Right.
I mean, yeah, to get your face beat in by 43 and then 72 hours later come back and beat Rick Pitino. That's a huge deal. It's a great win. I mean, between Xavier and Cincinnati both being almost in the exact same position on the bubble right now, it's going to be a fun month, I think, with both teams playing in such good conferences, both teams opportunities to win and get in. It'll be a fun month to follow. I know Wednesday didn't go the way Elliott would have hoped, but look, it's the Big 12. You got chances. But, yeah, I would say for Xavier, you got to win one of, Marquette, maybe a Seton Hall on the road if Seton Hall can keep winning. Just one of these road games. You got to win one of those.
Paul,
the most beautiful thing he did right there was the slight jab that you had towards the UC Bearcats and Elliott rearing.
That was good.
Just the slight. He got a scoff from Elliott. Beautifully executed.
Yeah,
thanks. Loved it, Paul.
Thanks for that, Paul. Let me ask you this, Paul. What if we just did a trade? We'll just do, the NCAA is not doing that waiver nonsense anymore, so we'll just do a trade. I'll give you Simas Lukosius, and you give me Quincy Oliveri, and then we'll call it a fair trade, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, all right, that's fair. By the way,
I will say, I will never, ever have anything bad to say about Simas Lukosius because he was the one twice that beat Xavier in the Big East tournament and ended up getting us Sean Miller. So I will never have anything to say bad about Simas Lukosius. He was the Xavier killer for. Yeah, go ahead.
And he's a warrior. He got drilled by a car.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Paul. Paul, let me ask you this real quick. A lot of people have been questioning the Big 12 conference. By a lot of people, I mean really just you and Mouse Cop. When you slander the Big 12, which is arguably the best basketball conference in the country, do you think
it is the best?
Okay, well, I just feel like a lot of people are looking at the strength of schedule stuff, and it's like, why do all these teams have to play the hardest non-conference schedule when you're going up against the gauntlet?
They don't have to play the hardest. They just have to play one. They don't have to play the hardest. They have to play somebody.
It's just like, but like UC this year, and again, there's been a lot of excitement around UC. But I will say, if we didn't have the world's easiest non-conference, we would not have that same excitement because we would not be in contention, I'd argue. And I think that is the reason you keep UC in it. UC's in the bubble right now, or on the bubble, because of that schedule, which makes it a smart decision, yeah?
You're right, because the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee right now is rewarding those types of schedules. Where I'm coming from is more of a place of let's make the non-conference in college basketball more exciting, and by rewarding these – and this is not just the Big 12 problem. The problem is that the Big 12 does it collectively. Not every year as bad as it was this year, but a lot of times they do it because they know how strong the schedule is when you get inside conference play. But the difference is if you reward all of these, 9, 10, 11 seeds, really the true bubble teams, where you're coming down to the wire and you're saying, okay, do we want to take this Big 12 team that beat up on nobody but stacked wins, or do we want to take maybe somebody that doesn't have maybe has 2 less wins but played a much tougher strength of schedule? I'd rather reward that team that played a much tougher strength of schedule because that team maybe played a few games in November and December that were more exciting and made them better for the end of the season. Now, look, the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee has not exactly looked at it that way in the last few years. So if you're going to do that, then you might as well stack the wins. And as much as they want to say that the win number doesn't matter, it's the quality of the win, then, take advantage of it. Do it. And that's what the Big 12's done. And now, I do think that now, am I poking the bear a little bit with that argument? Yes. Is this year worse with that argument than it has been in the last few years? Yeah, for sure, because Kansas is the only team in the league that played a decent schedule. So now all of a sudden everybody's playing each other, and you have to try to weed out who's actually good, who's not good, which one of these teams is just like a middle of the pack team that might sneak into the tournament and then get bounced in round 1. The difference is, though, the biggest counter argument to all of this is that the Big 12, I think I'd have to go back and look at the stat. I'm on my phone here. I don't have my computer. But I think the Big 12 was the best conference out of conference in playing the other major conferences. They had the best record playing the other major conferences in the non-conference schedule. Wasn't a ton of games, but they still had a pretty good record against them. So, from that perspective, I guess that's the argument there.
Okay, Paul's got one last question in before he's got to go. Casey, I think it should be you. It should be you for your friend Paul.
There's a chat question, too.
Yeah, I don't have I feel really bad. I don't have the chat open. I'm scrambling here to leave for DePaul.
Yeah, he's got to go.
I don't have my computer. I don't have the chat. What's the chat question?
The chat question is, Paul, how confident do you feel since you're a Washington Nationals fan, how confident do you feel in the Reds making the postseason, and how do you like their over-under wins? Set at 82.
Oh, I like the over. I like the over on the wins. Actually, one thing I will say about the Reds, that trade yesterday, Corbin Burns to the Orioles. I had both of those guys, DL Hall and Joey Ortiz, that went back to the Brewers in Bowie in 2021. DL Hall was great, just could never throw a strike. Joey Ortiz was hurt, had a lot of potential. Nick Kirby and I were talking about this last night. Does DL Hall not feel like one of those guys that the Brewers just figure out and turn into somebody that
100%
the NL Central hates for the next 8 years?
100%. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, Casey. One last one before.
Because when he came up, it was DL, it was Adley Rutschman, and it was Grayson Rodriguez, and that was going to be the three guys for the Orioles that saved the franchise and won a more World Series. And then DL kind of got hurt a little bit. He was the last one in the group. He was lingering behind, but he could never throw a strike when he got to the majors. Maybe the Brewers figured it out. All right, Casey, what do you got? What?
Well, since you were the broadcaster of the Bay Sox, how much credit do you take in the Orioles figuring it out as a franchise?
Immense credit, because every single one of those players that's figuring it out for them right now was with me in 2021. So, look, all I do is put the pieces together. I'm just a connect the dots guy.
He's just a master of puzzles. Casey, last question. He's got one question in him. He's got to go.
Okay, so I actually got 3 different questions for you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First off,
Go ahead, Casey.
Are you eating good? Are you eating good at lunch? I know the difference that there's There's only a Chipotle right there. That's not going to do anything.
So you know what the worst part? The Chipotle that is by my new office is the worst Chipotle I have ever been to in my life. It is every single time I go, they're out of something. It's somebody whoever's at the front of the line is yelling to the back of the line, "Oh, we're out of cheese today. Oh, we're out of steak today." It's the worst, Casey. No, I'm not eating well. I'm eating terribly.
That's horrible. That's horrible to hear. And then my next question is, are you ever going to get Sean Miller on this show for us? Because, we've asked time and time again, and we've got no response.
I think that bridge
you haven't asked this year. This is the first I'm hearing of this year.
Oh,
please. I don't have that much pull. I'm not around the guy a ton, but if I ever run into him, maybe I put in his ear that maybe he should come on off the bench.
If you ever run into the guy that you work every week with?
Yeah, I'll see him in about 6 hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Tell him I said hi.
If you bump into him.
That's it. All right. Paul's got to go.
If I bump into him tonight while we're recording the show, I will I'll let him know.
Thanks, Paul. Paul. Hey, Paul, we'll miss you, and we'll see you later, all right? Safe flight.
Hey, yeah, if you guys ever want to talk college basketball, you know where to find me.
Okay, all right. I'm still looking for the Cintas Center.
What is going on down in the corner there? Are they still playing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're still playing.
They did not go to sleep.
I just noticed that. Have they been playing all night?
Yeah.
Yes, they have not stopped. They have played 16 hours.
This is hour 14 consecutive.
And they have not won. They've come in second twice.
Why don't they just get a vehicle and hide in the bushes or something and try and wait it out?
I think they've tried it several times, Paul, but they think they lost in the final 2 last time.
They realize that at some point they've got to kill people, and I think that's their problem. They're not very good at
not very good at the game.
At killing other people, and at some point you do have to kill somebody.
Well, I told Elliot I logged on last night around 11:45 while I was doing the rundown, and I was trying to figure out what I was watching and what the title was, and so I went back and I watched Trace's video on Twitter, and I realized real fast that they didn't realize how long these games take, because when he said they were going to start at 9:30 and go till 11:30, I'm going, they're only going to get like 3 or 4 games in here before they start paying Elliott. So Elliott, you're going to, I mean, forget the like Prius that you were going to buy. You're going to buy a Porsche by the end of this.
Yeah, they're gonna owe me legit $2,000, and Brendel tacked on an additional couple hundred years, so I'll be rich. But Paul, thank you for coming on, brother. Love you.
Thank you, Paulie.
Love you guys too. Talk to you soon.
Yep. See you, Paul.
See you, Paul.
All right.
I think we had to start it over again.
Let's do Daily Dozen Trivia.
Okay.
So we're going to do trivia here. I've played this every day. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a grid of trivia questions. And I won trivia last night with my family at a restaurant. But we're going to do this Daily Dozen Trivia and see how we do. Where's the questions?
I don't know.
It looks like we're at the bottom of the screen.
Hold on. Don't know. That's just what I got. I don't know what that.
Get out, get on the browser, find it again, and we'll do it. So, Reed, post your score in trivia so I can emasculate you. Horror. I say this as non-smug and non-pompously as I can. I will whoop every single person in the chat's tail in trivia. And I'll show you because Casey's going to put this Daily Dozen Trivia.
And we got to give the people some time to answer in their own so they can all play along too. We can't just rapid fire here. So.
Okay.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah, I was just going to answer
the
question.
I know what you were gonna do. But if they were playing at home, there's some people playing at home. My dad, my grandparents. There's some people playing at home that might want to play.
Okay. All right. Well, let's bring it on the screen.
Hold on. Let me
make sure.
Don't jump the gun.
All
We
right,
gotta start the show again. We really need to start.
I think we need to start the show. I think we need to restart the show.
I'm not restarting the show again.
Casey, the vibes are off.
I'm sure they are.
The vibes are off.
The vibes are way off.
Right. Correct.
Here we go. And now we sit in silence.
All right, here we go. All right, Daily Dozen Trivia. As you can see, there's 9 questions up on the board. As host of the show today, Lindsay,
Yes.
which of those questions would you like to hit first?
I want to go for movies.
Movies. Okay. Someone read it out. I can't read on the small screen. In Step Brothers, after John C. Reilly's character Dale hears Will Ferrell's character Brennan sing for the first time, Dale says Brennan's voice is a combination of Jesus and what singer? Anyone?
I should know this.
I know this.
Mr.
Mo got it right. It's Fergie.
It is Fergie.
It's Fergie.
I should have known that one.
It is Fergalicious. It's hot. Lindsay, what's next?
Let's go with college football.
College football. Okay. Got to wait for it to bounce up on my screen. Joe Burrow originally attended this major conference school from 2015 to 2017 before transferring to LSU, where he'd win a Heisman and a national title. Lindsay, anyone?
I mean, it's
The Ohio State University. Yep.
The Ohio State. I'm trying to do something real quick.
All right, next.
Beverages.
Beverages. Okay. Originating from the Netherlands, this vodka brand is distilled from wheat and copper pot stills, and on bottles, its name is in black letters with the first letter being behind a red background. Anyone? I know this answer.
I don't drink.
It is Kettle One Vodka.
Ooh.
Kettle One Vodka is the correct answer.
Lindsay.
Are we going a little too fast? I don't think the chat's being able to answer.
He's going very fast.
Okay.
Type in your email real quick.
Okay, we'll do the next one. We'll do music.
Oh, I clicked on retail and shopping.
Oh, retail and shopping. I'll let the chat answer. Primarily serving the Midwest and South, this company, founded in Iowa, the third largest chain of convenience stores in the United States, is known for its breakfast pizza. It's known for its breakfast pizza. It's a convenience store. Anyone? They're popping up in this area now.
Is it Casey's?
It is Casey's.
Oh!
Casey's.
It's my restaurant.
All right, Casey. You got it right. It's your board.
Ooh, let's do Television.
Lindsay, I sent it.
Television.
Okay.
For the next time we do it, you can read that. Trust me.
Casey, you want to?
While not her first role, Lucy Liu really broke out after joining the cast of this Emmy-nominated Fox dramedy,
right?
in 1998.
1998. So this was Lucy Liu's first big role. In 1998, a dramedy. Sharon Peters got it right. It's Ally McBeal.
What a pull by Sharon.
I knew that one too. I used to watch that show with my sister. Ally McBeal.
All right, we're going to have to actually hurry up because they're in the top 15.
Okay.
15 alive.
Let's go music.
Music.
Give me a second. Featuring artists such as Lil Wayne, Sean Paul, and Lil Jon. This rapper dropped 3 top 20 hits from 2009 to 2011, such as Down, Do You Remember, and Hit the Lights.
Jay Sean?
Jay Sean is correct.
Hey!
Jay Sean, yes.
Papa Rock.
Sean. Right there. All right, we got a chance to go perfect. NFL, MLB. Let's go MLB. Takes a second for the... After making 4 All-Star teams with Boston, Jonathan Papelbon signed a 4-year, $50 million deal with this National League team in November of 2011.
Phillies.
Philadelphia Phillies is correct.
Ooh, Mitch was wrong and I was right. That sucks, Mitch.
NFL. In January of 1988, this Washington QB became the first black quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl, and earned MVP for his 4-touchdown performance in Super Bowl 23. Sharon Peters got it right. It is Doug Williams.
Really?
Yeah, Doug Williams. A lot of people knew that one.
I didn't know that one.
So this is the toughest one. Who are these 2 celebrities mashed up into one? You should be able to get the face.
That Joey Fatone? Looks like the real life Joey Fatone.
Anyone know the face in the room? Very handsome.
Miles Teller.
That is Miles Teller. Can anyone name the outer face, the rest of the body?
Josh Gad?
It is Josh Gad.
Is
That's
it?
right. That's Josh
Is it?
Gad. Yes.
That was Mitch. Shout out Mitch.
Perfect. A perfect grid in the Daily Dozen trivia. Go us.
Miles what?
Miles Teller.
I can't.
M-I, like Miles, like the
You're
length.
driving miles.
Yep, the length. Teller. And then Josh Gad.
G-A-D.
Good. Perfect.
I just can't read it.
Perfect Daily Dozen. Look at us.
How about that? I got a phone a friend here read for you. This is from an anonymous source named Mitch.
Yep.
He says, with the inevitability of the Cubs finishing 3rd in the Central this upcoming season, how do you carry on?
The thing that gives me solace is that if Greg Counsell pushes this Cubs team to 3rd place in the NL Central,
Yeah.
Craig Counsell, like David Bell this year, should be Manager of the Year candidate.
Interesting.
Because you remember, David Bell finished 3rd in the worst division in baseball, and people were saying that he deserved to be the Manager of the Year.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's more than fair.
That's
and
fair.
Greg Counsell's going to do the exact same thing. I can take those off.
I think before we watch the end of this stream, and this will be the end of our show, and by God, I don't know how many of you have stuck with us this far. Casey, I think we should run the intro one more time.
I think we should.
Because I think we need to switch up the vibes.
And that will get us into chat power rankings.
Yes, that's right.
Chat power
so
rankings.
that's the end of the show, and I guess we'll see you when we see you, right, Casey?
Right.
I got you. Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Good morning and welcome to Off the Bench presented by United Dairy Farmers. I'm Lindsay. We come your way Monday through Friday at 10 to 12. You can join us on YouTube at Chatterbox Sports. We broadcast live on X at Chatterbox
What is it?
X.
Good.
Or if you choose, you can join us in podcast form. By all means, just search up on the search with Lindsay and you're off the bench with Lindsay and you're dialed in.
There you go. You nailed it. No mistakes on that one.
With Lindsay.
On,
Yes,
on the fence, what you call it? Near the fence with Lindsay and
Off the bench with Lindsay.
near the fence with Lindsay.
Mr. Laptop has dubbed you Queen Lindsay. Do you think
Wow.
you're the queen?
Yes, now I do.
There you go.
Thank you.
She's sitting in the throne. She's sitting in the throne. All right, we've got 5 minutes. We've got you here for
Did they
5
lose
minutes
again?
longer.
Yes, they lost.
Yes, they lost again.
Oh my God.
We got you here for 5 minutes longer, so we're going to play a new segment which we call Smug and Pompous, where I'm going to flash a celebrity, an athlete up on the screen, and then we are going to discuss whether this person is smug or pompous or both. We're going to start off with Brock Purdy. Smug or pompous?
Smug.
And pompous. All right, let's get into chat power rankings. Zoom the camera in over here.
And
we'll
by the way, we're gonna. I told Matt yesterday. Matt's been in the chat for a long time today. He works at Planet Fitness. He wanted to be in this, so this is a verbal recognition for Matt to be in there.
Okay. Any other verbal recognitions? Because I did this in the last 20 minutes.
Okay. So I want Matt. I want Randy. I want Brian.
Okay. Matt, Randy, and Brian all got honorable mentions from Elliott.
Okay.
All got honorable mentions from Elliott. So let's dive right in to the chat power
Sir
rankings.
Boy should be in there too.
There's 8. Sir Boy, he's an honorable mention because he's not in the.
Damn it, Sir Boy! I tried, man. I tried.
Because
Regis
Sir
doesn't
Boy
like
was
you.
mean to me this week. So was Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo, you are dead last. If I could rank all 100 people watching the show right now, dead last. Yes, you are.
AJ
Mr.
should
Mo.
be in it too.
I know that I have a terrible take when you're on my side. That's how I know. All right, coming in at number 8 in this week's chat power rankings. Reminder, don't hate me. I did this in the last 20 minutes. Coming in at number 8, it's the pride of Baden High School. When we get to it, Colton Melman. Colton Melman, I saw you yesterday. You were on the phone on the streets in Hamilton when I was heading to Mass, and it was nice seeing you. It's nice seeing you in the chat all the time. You're informing me that PUBG is a very popular game. I'm sorry that it looks like it was made by someone's dog. So PUBG, not a very good game. Colton Melman, a very loyal member of this chat.
I love Colton.
Yeah, we love you, Colton.
UC fan.
He's a UC fan. Coming in at number 7, it's Ricky Logan, Mr. Laptop.
Yes.
Mr. Laptop has a picture of me because he said it was the greatest insult that has been thrown my way. It's certainly up there. Smooth Brain by Mr. Mo. Someone once called me the Kendrick Perkins of Butler County. Certainly not for my
Proud
basketball
boy.
ability. One time someone called me a proud boy. I can't deny that I look like a proud boy. I am not a proud boy. I certainly look like one.
Are you a Stroud boy?
I'm not a Stroud boy either. Ricky, so I put a picture of me because I don't have a picture of Ricky in the thing. So, Mr. Laptop, thank you for coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, ardent defender of me, and I appreciate that. Blackmore, we love you. I think you're a little mean to Elliott sometimes. Sometimes Elliott deserves it when he gets on his old little UC shtick, even though they're terrible. But, yeah, Blackmore, thank you so much for being here every day. Our Wildcats took one on the chin 2 nights ago. I'm going to be honest. I was watching that game. They took one on the chin. That's one you got to win at home. But Blackmore, thank you every day for being in the chat. Go Big Blue Nation. Coming in at number 5. Now, this might surprise some of you guys. If you know the history of this show, you know that me and this guy haven't always got along. But from the months about November to April, we are tight as can be. And that's a player formerly known as Mouse Cop, a.k.a. Mr. Tired. He won the chat power rankings about 7 straight weeks in the summer.
Let's go, Mouse.
I said that he should have been last the entire time. There will be a time where me and Mouse Cop don't get along, but we're going to ride the vibes when they're high. And they're high right now. So, Mouse Cop, let's get in the tournament. Let's hope that UC doesn't make the tournament and we can laugh it off. We could go to the bank just ha 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 ha. Coming in at number 4, Haro. I love Haro.
This guy's the best.
He's the best. He's a member. There's a lot of members in here. But Haro, he watches every single one of our streams. He comments. He's in the Discord. I love people that are in the Discord. Haro honestly starts as much conversation in the Discord as like he's always in there.
Yeah.
Molly's also. If you guys aren't in the Discord, join the Discord. But Haro, thank you so much. Congratulations on being number 4 this week. Coming in at number 3. I didn't want to change the graphics that I already had, so coming in at number 3 is Phyllis from The Office. Also smug, also pompous, but she's number 3 this week. She's married to who?
She's married to Jim Vance.
Vance Refrigeration?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a different guy.
Oh, okay. All right, coming in at number 2. He's human. It's Randy G. Everyone's talking about what the worst insult that I've ever gotten. The best compliment is when Randy G said, I am human. And I appreciate that because I am human, at least as far as I know. I haven't seen anything different. So, Randy, thank you always for bringing the positive vibes. One of the most positive people in our chat, truly is. Randy's always saying it. I always love because we get a flurry of tweets at like the same time. He didn't get the Brock Purdy bit. I don't think anybody does. I think people love it though.
That Vance refrigeration joke just won you the day. I mean, that people are loving that one.
Did they think that was funny? Well, it's good.
But I love Randy too.
Yeah, we love Randy too. So that's number 2. Coming in at number 1. Sometimes he's not the favorite of the host in the show, but he's as long as I do the chat power rankings, he'll be near the top, and that's Everett Henry. You know why? It's not because the chats he puts in here. It's not because he's the compass of the chat, always pointing us north. It's because of Ramley. That's why. Me and Everett, we're tight because of Ramley. I think I timed him out one time like 6 months ago, but we're well past that. You might notice guys like Drew Garrison aren't in the chat. I didn't know that he unfollowed me.
When did he unfollow you?
He unfollowed me because we got in a tiff on Twitter one night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got in a tiff on Twitter.
About what?
Do you really want me to do this?
No,
Go into it?
No, it's fine. I don't care.
We love you, Drew. It didn't upset me that much. I'm sorry that we had a tiff on Twitter. Love you. Love you dearly. Parker Blake probably should have been on there for hopping on the show today, as should have Paul. But Paul's not in the chat enough. His burners are.
Well, his burners are.
Sharon Peters is. Nick Mormon, we love you. Michael Ackley, I remember when Reed hated Baden. I never hated Baden. Still love. Did they actually like the Vance refrigeration joke?
I think they did. I think they really liked that one.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, yeah, that was the chat power rankings. Casey's got it next week.
Good luck, Casey.
Thank you to everyone that was in there.
All right, are we ready for Quiplash?
I don't know. I just don't know.
They're still going, by the way.
Yeah, this is preposterous. I think we got to end this show, and God bless you all for actually watching this.
Nick Mormon, you're number 9.
This has been one of the most preposterous things I've ever been a part of. But thank you. It's Groundhogs Day, and we had to celebrate. Members, you know what time it is. You might as well get into the third stream of the day. We're going to do a Quiplash. So we'll see you then. This has been Off the Bench, presented by the United Dairy Farmers. That has been Lindsay. That has been Casey. That has been Reed Mouse. I am Elliot. God bless you all. And I presume if you're leaving this and you're not a member, go to the gaming stream. If you are a member, go to Quiplash. We'll meet you there. God bless. We'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you on Monday. Shows will be more thought out.
I got you. Oh, hamstring. Up. Sniper, take the other picture.
Yeah, I mean that's how you can formulate opinions without having true facts.
I'm telling you, think about it logically for just a second.
Dear Reds fans.
Welcome back to the Zebra Zillionaires. It was a tough one yesterday.
Live from Chatterbox Sports Studios, it's Off the Bench with Tom Brenneman.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Boxed Lunch, presented by no one.
That's right.
This is not Boxed Lunch anymore, right?
This is off the bench.
This is still off the bench.
Oh, we're still off the bench?
Yeah, this is still off the bench. We haven't done the other one yet.
I was not aware. We are off the bench still. Just kidding.
Who sponsors it?
Sponsored by United Dairy Farmers.
That's right.
And
What are the hours?
Huh?
What are the hours?
10
A
to 12
P.
And you can join us on YouTube or at Chatterbox Sports, and we broadcast live on X at CBox Sports, or if you choose, you can join us in podcast form And by all means, just search Off the Bench with Lindsay and you're dialed in.
That's right. All right, guys, we'll see you on Box Lunch. That was our final.
That was it.
That was it. We're done with that bit. We'll see you on Monday, like we said. We'll have a better show on Monday, at least a more thought out show. See you guys.